Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So, by the title of this video, you already know that we are going to be doing a readathon, a 24-hour readathon challenge. I haven't done one of these in so long. I think I did one last year and I had so much fun doing it. So I figured it's time to do another one because we're towards the end of the month. It's July 26th. And I've only read, let me just tell you, I've only read 4 books, okay? 4 books. So I will explain to you why I've only read 4, but yes, I've only read 4 books, and that, I mean, at the end of the day, if you read 1 book, it's absolutely fine. It doesn't matter the quantity of books you read, it's all about the quality, right? But for me, I typically read 8 to 11, sometimes 15 books a month, and so that, the fact that I've only read 4 is kind of like a little sad for me because I love being able to talk to you guys about a bunch of books and being able to recommend a lot of books to you in my wrap-ups. Let's talk about why I've only read 4 books, okay? I've only read 4 books because this month I started Kingdom of Ash. I am halfway through this book. And man, is it gut-wrenching. Man, is it anxiety-inducing. It's just too much for me. I really hope, you guys, that this book has a good ending because I'm having this roller coaster of emotions when it comes to reading this. We already know where it's heading. We already know what's going to happen to certain characters, and I am anticipating the worst, and I'm anticipating this book not having a happy ending, and it's upsetting me. Upsetting me to the point where I've never ever walked away from a book and picked it up and walked away and picked it up as much as I've done with this one. And it's insane because usually I just push through because I'm anticipating certain things happening. I just don't see myself doing that. And it's so annoying, okay? So annoying because if I've invested so much time and energy and emotions into this entire 8-book series, please, SJM, give me a good ending. And I'm pretty sure there will be, but then there's a part of me that thinks there won't be, and I'm just crushed thinking about it. And when something happens to characters, it just crushes me. It crushes me to the point where I'm paralyzed and I have to stop and walk away from the book, even though it's really good. So that is why. I also went on vacation. I went on a cruise. Did I get any reading done then? No. So that's another reason. I also did not get any reading done in the 4-hour car drive to California to get on the cruise because, and don't take this the wrong way, but I've never seen such horrible drivers, okay? And it's so gut-wrenching to me that I couldn't even focus on my book. Like some of the people that we've encountered in California that drive the way they do, I don't even know how they're alive. And I'm not saying this to be mean or anything, but you know, we were in California. There were some California drivers there that were just, oh my gosh, like I could not focus on any book. So I wasted basically 4 hours there, 4 hours back. That could have been an 8-hour reading a session uninterrupted. But I wasted that because I was just too, what's the word? Committed? Engulfed? No, none of those words explain. I was just glued onto the road. Like being the worst passenger seat driver ever. I feel so bad for my husband. But anyways, that's, in a sense, kind of, you know, slowed me down as far as my reading goes. Now let's talk about all the books that I plan on reading in this readathon. It might change because I'm a mood reader, but these are the ones I want to work on finishing, and I'm excited to see how many books I can finish in this readathon. This is why I like doing these, is because I'm kind of holding myself accountable, you know, like to only read for 24 hours and see how many books I can get finished in that time frame. The 24 hours that I'm going to be doing, I'm not going to be just setting the clock and then letting it run because I don't, you know, on a realistic level for me, I don't get uninterrupted reading. Sometimes I get an hour or 2 here or there because the kids just like to do their own thing. But for the most part, I have to stop and read and stop and read and stop and read. Or I have to fold laundry and read, or I have to clean the house and read, which is why I'm doing it today on a Friday. I'm doing it today because Fridays I usually get the bulk of my reading done because I'm cleaning the house for 4 hours at least. Minimum 4 hours-ish. I clean the house. I also fold laundry and do all that, get the house prepped and ready for the weekend so that all I have to do on the weekend is just share quality time with my family and get a lot of reading done as well when there's like slow times. So because of that, I'm going to take advantage that it's Friday. It's clean the house day. We haven't cleaned it in a week and a half, I think, or 2 weeks, because we went on vacation and did all that. Will I get these books finished? I don't know, because I am like picking up a book and then dropping it and picking it up, and I'm mood reading, basically mood reading, but we'll see. I know for sure I'm gonna finish 2 in this readathon. So we're reading Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. I don't anticipate finishing this book this month because of the roller coaster of emotions that I've had with this book. So I don't anticipate finishing it. While I was reading that, I also started Vicious Fae. I'm only like 27% through the book. This is a book that I read at my downtime when I'm folding laundry. Like when I'm sitting down and I have to pay attention, I read Sarah J. Maas in the mornings when my mind is clear and my head is right where it needs to be to read something so emotionally damaging. Okay, then at night I read this, or when I'm like making food or making the kids lunch, or when I'm folding laundry, I listen to the audiobook of this, or I read it on my Kindle. So I'm reading this, which is the 3rd book in the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac Academy series. There's 2 more before I finish the series and then jump back to book 4 of Zodiac Academy. So I'm slowly chipping away at this. It's okay. I mean, it's interesting. I don't know if I like why I choose romances. At least not this one. Like, she has 4 guys, and it's like, how can you handle 4 guys? I mean, I'm just saying, I know it's not, you know, it's fiction, but like, I'm over it. You know, I'm over her going back and forth with these men, and they all love her, and it's just like, pick one already, which I know she will. I'm anticipating who it is, but I don't know if I like these kind of like, why choose romances? I don't know. When I had to step away from Kingdom of Ash, I picked up Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. I'm gonna finish this. I know I'm gonna finish this in this readathon. I have 3 hours left. This is so good, you guys. This is so damn good. So eerie, so gripping, so interesting. This is a historical mystery thriller with a hint of romance in it. And we're following Audrey Rose, who in the 1980s, women aren't taken serious. She kind of goes behind her father's back, who's only trying to protect her from the world, to go and study human bodies that his uncle has, because I think he owns a morgue, or I think he's a professor. And so she secretly attends, you know, sessions with him to learn about the human body and to dissect these people and kind of help solve mysteries as to why they died, determine how they died, why they died, who murdered them. So that is what the book is about. And we love her because she has this very dark sense of humor. She's witty, she's very brave, she's fearless. Like, I love her character so much. And then there's also a little hint of romance in there. This book has everything. And I've said this on my Instagram stories that this book is perfect for the fall season, for a rainy day, sitting in front of a fire with a hot cup of coffee. It is so atmospheric. It's perfect, you guys. It's so perfect. Right now, we're getting into like plot twists. Things are picking up, and it's so interesting. And it's very realistic in a sense of Jack the Ripper and his backstory. A lot of the people and characters in here, the names were kept the same. At least one of them was. And if you don't know who Jack the Ripper is, Jack the Ripper was this man in the 1800s who was a serial killer and was never identified. He got away with these heinous, horrendous, horrific crimes, murdering women for being prostitutes. And the way that he would murder them is so grotesque. It's vividly described in this book. Oh my gosh, it's so good, you guys. Also, if you're in a book club, this is the kind of book that you guys should read in a book club, because there's so many discussions that you could have and opinions and back and forths just based on Jack the Ripper himself. I'm really enjoying this. I anticipate this is going to be a 4 or 5 star even. We'll see how the ending goes, because in reality, Jack the Ripper was never identified. I hope that the author makes a twist and actually identified somebody in this book, because given the facts that this book is so realistic in the actual facts of the serial killer, yeah. Anyways, I'm enjoying this. I'm anticipating I'm probably going to finish this today. This is probably what I'm going to be listening to while I'm cleaning the house and folding laundry. And then I also decided to pick this up last night because I was kind of like, okay, I've read 100 pages of Stalking Jack the Ripper. Now I want to read, sorry for the slight angle change if you see one. My battery died because I've been talking too much. What's new? Anyways, I read enough Stalking Jack the Ripper last night, so I wanted to pick up something that was already on my radar because I saw this girl on TikTok talk about it. I've never seen this book anywhere. The way she described it just got me from the beginning. This is free on Kindle Unlimited, and also the audiobook version of it was free, I believe. And that is The Silent Woman by Minka Kent. Let me just read to you. Just the way the description of the book, the synopsis, or in here anyways, describes what this book is about. Right up my alley, you know, psychological thriller. to his core about a marriage, and you guys know how much I love that. You guys know how much I love it. Let me just read you the beginning of the book because it's so good. Like the description of it. This is no secret. This is probably the synopsis. In the Kindle version, it says, listen to this, okay? Listen to this. Newlywed Jade Westmore has finally found her forever husband, Wells, a charming, successful, and recently divorced architect. Only, how do you pronounce Caveat? Okay, I had to look it up to pronounce it right, okay? If you must know, English wasn't my first language. Even though I sound like it might be, it wasn't. Okay, Spanish was. So it says, only there's one caveat. Behind the gates of their Elysian state, hidden from the street view, in the caretaker's cottage, lives Wells' first wife, Sylvie. 3 years ago, the first Mrs. Westmore suffered an unfortunate accident and hasn't uttered a sound since. Not a physician, psychologist, or world-renowned specialist has been able to elicit so much as a word from the silent woman until now. On an ordinary Tuesday, while Wells was away, despite instructions to never disturb the fragile woman, Jade visited her isolated predecessor bearing a peace offering, a bouquet of white lilies. Only she wasn't expecting Sylvie to have something for her as well. A slip of torn paper with a single word scrawled in shaky black ink. That word, run. So literally this woman is living in this beautiful home with her husband who seems to be perfect. She has to share the cottage next door who hold his former wife. I wouldn't even be okay with that. But, you know, Jade is being sympathetic and she feels bad for her because this woman has been involved in an accident and has never spoken since that accident. It's been what did it say, 3 years? Against his wishes, she goes because she's curious to say hi to her and to make sure that she's okay. Knowing that Sylvie doesn't speak and hasn't spoken in 3 years, but has managed to write in a piece of paper, run. Oh my God, you guys, like I have chills. You know why these kind of thrillers like excite me and are my favorite? It's because they're so realistic. It's not a monster, you know, it's not your typical serial killer. It might be your husband being the bad one. It might be your husband being the psychopath in the story. And that's what I love, because when you're married or you have a significant other, you trust that person. You vow to trust them till death do you part. But what if that person isn't who he seems to be? Isn't that so scary? Like psychologically, like my mind can't wrap around the fact that like, oh my gosh, like what if my husband was like that? How creepy and scary would that be? How realistic is that in our real world nowadays? I have like 7 hours left. I just started it. I'm only on chapter 3 and I'm freaking loving it. I'm so glad I started this book and I'm glad I'm using my Kindle. And by the way, I gave my Kindle a facelift. Look how pretty. Look at that. This is from Illumicrate. It's like really pretty quality pop socket. And then I have cute little stickers. This is SJM themed spicy book club. Buy me books and call me a good girl. Love that. Get in. We're going book shopping. I love that. I love it. Do I like the feature of like doing this? Yeah, sometimes at night, but I don't know if it's my favorite. Maybe the pop socket should have been higher. I don't know. This is my first time giving it a facelift. So anyways, you guys, off topic because I'm rambling. Yeah, these are the books that I'll be working on in this readathon. Hopefully I can get at least 2 done. I mean, at least a thriller and Jack the Ripper. So I'm going to have some breakfast. It is 11:11 a.m., which is really bad timing when it comes to cleaning the house. I start to clean the house around 9:30, 10, but I had a workout. I didn't want to skip my workout. You know, I had to shower, get ready, and now I'm ready to either eat or I'm ready to start cleaning the house. We'll see. Once I start the timer, which is probably when I start cleaning the house, I will keep you posted and then go from there.
Às vezes é da dor que vem o amor. Eu que pensava que era
A couple hours have passed already. We are down to 22 hours, 11 minutes, and 4 seconds. And there's 1 hour and 15 minutes left on this audiobook. So I don't know if you guys can see that. 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 4 seconds. So it's coming down to the wire, and I have suspicions. What's so good about this book is that you think a certain person or a certain character is Jack Ripper, then you think it's another person. It's like swaying you and directing you in all different directions. And also, it has me gripped at the edge of my seat in a way of like, we find this out, and then could it be this person? And then we find something else out, and then could it be this person? And then there's no way it could be this person. And it's like so good. It's so good. This is what I love about it. We're coming down to the wire where she discovers something, and that's all I can say. I wanted to get on here before anything happened because I have my suspicions, and I think I know who Jack Ripper is. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm just telling you that I'm predicting I think I know who he is. At the beginning of the story, I thought it was a certain person, but I don't think it's that person anymore because it would have been too predictable. Now I think it could be, I can't say, but now I suspect it's somebody else. And I really hope this book ends in a way of like, we find out who Jack the Ripper is. It's like left, closed with a bow, and it doesn't leave us to our thoughts. Kind of like in real life, how we've never really found out or we've never really caught Jack the Ripper. It's always been a mystery. I can go on about this. It is so fascinating to me that this guy was never caught. Like, his crimes were so grotesque, and he was never caught. After starting this book, I mean, I knew of Jack the Ripper, but I didn't really know, like, the backstory of him. I know that he was a famous serial killer or whatever, and it just makes me almost kind of like speechless on the fact that this guy had committed such horrendous crimes to these women and was never caught. Isn't that insane to you? Like, he was never ever caught. There was suspicions that this one guy did it, but that was dismissed, and so Jack the Ripper has always been this mysterious serial killer man who has never been identified. And it's insane to me that he almost kind of commits these crimes in hindsight, like in front of people, and yet nobody has ever been able to identify him. And that's just so scary to me. And also at the same time interesting because it's like, it's crazy to think that that's never been caught. And so this story, even though it's fiction, it ties into his backstory a lot in a way of like, there's a certain character in here, like I said before, who was a victim of him. The author used the same name or the almost exact same name as the actual murdered victim. It feels so realistic in that sense. Almost like history is to the T in certain parts of this book. And then you throw in there a little bit of romance. London Regency era in the 1800s where like women weren't taken serious. And we have this very strong female main character, Audrey Rose, who like stands against all odds and doesn't care and doesn't want to just wear frilly dresses and look pretty all day. She's fascinated with the human body. Cutting into and dissecting a human body means to her, and how her mind is a little bit gray in that sense, a little bit morbid, because what a regular person would find as squirmish and as just too much to bear, she enjoys doing. I just find this book very fascinating. I love it, and I will let you guys know if I guessed right, but I still have to finish cleaning the kids' bathrooms. I've already cleaned most of the house. I have to finish cleaning the kids' bathrooms. Once I'm done with that, then I'll mop the floor, and then I'll be completely done cleaning the house, and then I'll probably fold laundry while I'm listening to this. But yeah, for sure, I'll be finishing this book as I'm cleaning the house. And then it's exciting because then we'll talk about what other book I'll jump into. I don't want to jump into the thriller, The Silent Woman, because I want to leave that for the nighttime. It's so enjoyable to lay in bed in the dark and read it on my Kindle and listen to the audiobook. It's just, the experience of that is like no other. It is perfection, okay? Perfection. So I will check back in once I have another update, once I probably finish the book, and we'll go from there. Don't mind the bookmark. This is where I physically left off. The rest of it, I listened to audio. I finished it. It's 4:16 now. We are at 21 hours and 13 minutes and 40 seconds left of the 24-hour readathon. And if you hear my kids in the background, they're having a blast right now playing, so please excuse them. I think I'm gonna give this, it's between a 4.5 and a 5. I don't know if it's necessarily a 5. Like, I think it is. But I have to think on it. I have to simmer on it. But right now, it's 4.5. I might change my mind. I'm so confused because, okay, I guessed one thing, but I didn't guess the other thing. I didn't guess anything else. And it was so good. I enjoyed this book so much. It got me, like, after, you know, going through my emotions with Kingdom of Ash and just feeling like I didn't want to pick up a book, I picked this up and instantly I was gripped and glued right away from the first page. I mean, the opening sentence of this book is exceptional. It is so good. I highly recommend this book anyways because I haven't read the rest of the series, but I will be continuing it because I loved it. I love the atmosphere of it. I love that it's set in London. I love the Regency-esque era of it. I love how creepy it is. I love how this is based off of science forensics and how the character is just very obsessed with the human body and the blood and dissecting of the human body and all that stuff. I thought that was very interesting. What I'm confused about is the fact that at the end, I listened to the author's note and a lot of it is based off of reality, you know, true facts based in history. She just tweaked a few dates, but kept some of the characters' names the same, like I've mentioned. But also it said that a couple of men were arrested, and I'm not sure if it's because they were convicted of being Jack the Ripper, because when I Googled Jack the Ripper, it told me that nobody has been able to identify him and he's been like an unidentifiable serial killer. So if 4 men were arrested, maybe were arrested of maybe the police force thinking that it was them, or on some accounts, or maybe on some assaults of the women, but not Jack Ripper himself. So I don't know. If you guys know more of Jack the Ripper, please let me know. I'm so interested. As of right now, I believe nobody has ever found the real killer, right? Am I right? You guys comment below and let me know because I could be completely wrong and talking out of my ass. But anyways, yeah, I enjoyed it. We literally have 21 hours left and I've already finished the book. Granted, I was almost done with this book anyways, but I'm still gonna count it because if it wasn't for this readathon lighting a fire up my butt, maybe I would have not read this one today and started another book to add on to my never-ending TBR, you know? Right now, we're gonna probably have a snack, then it'll be bath time, and during that time, I'll probably fold laundry and listen to another book. I'm not really craving Vicious Fae right now. I don't know why. It's good, but I'm just not in the mood to read it right now. I think I'm going to either listen to the next book that's, you know, on the verge of expiring on my Libby app, or it's between Night Watching by Tracy Sierra, which is what I should actually read next because it's on my TBR for July, or I really, really want to jump into the Revenant games because it has like vampires and humans and they don't like each other, and I feel like it's going to be such a fun time reading that book. I got 6 days left of that, so we shall see. But I have to go. I will update you once I start something else. Okay, you guys, after I ate, I feel like this is turning more into a reading vlog than a readathon. I'm still using the timer, okay? Don't worry. We still have 21 hours left to complete the readathon, and I've already read 1 book, okay? So after we ate, I had like an early dinner, late lunch type of thing, and I'm just so tired. You guys, I'm so exhausted. I don't want to fold laundry today. I'm not gonna do it. I just want to treat myself and just sit on the couch and start a new book. So let's talk about a few things, okay? It's July 26th. Yeah, July 26th. And we're heading into August, obviously, duh. The problem with that is that here where I live, August is the most miserable month of the year because it's the hottest. By the end of July, I'm already ready for fall. Now, don't attack me or come at me if you're one of those people that likes to enjoy the holidays when it's appropriate timing, meaning like you don't like to celebrate it way too early. You like to celebrate it, you know, when the season comes. I'm the opposite. Look at my cardigan. It's hot outside, but I'm still nice and cozy with my blanket, my cardigan. And I wish it was fall already, you guys. I think fall is my favorite season of all time, and I just crave the fuzzy socks and the hot chocolates and the hot cup of coffees that I have more often in the wintertime throughout the day than I do once a day. The cozy books or the creepy books, or like just, I'm craving the fall, okay? It can't get any sooner. So if you see me in some of my newer videos and some of these upcoming videos where might be wearing Halloween stuff, or I'll show you my Halloween mug I got the other day, then just embrace it with me, because that is how I'm feeling. That is how my heart is feeling right now in this season of time of my life, I guess. I know I should be picking up night watching, but I have like 11 days to read that. And I really want to read this book. And this book has vampires and like humans. Vampires and humans don't get along. Just look at this. Okay, you guys? Like, it's intriguing to me. And so this is my Once Upon a Book Club book picks for, I don't even know what month, honestly. I'm never caught up. And the back says, humans are a vampire's prey. They aren't supposed to enjoy getting caught. And so I'm opening their little package. So this is what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to read until I get, a couple pages in to see if it glues me. The first gift is on page 12. And if it glues me up to page 12, then I'll continue reading it. If not, then I'll start night watching. And the only reason why I don't want to start night watching is because I'm already reading a thriller. And I don't want to I don't want to read 2 thrillers at one time right now. I don't know why. But this is the little package that it comes with. And the quote in the inside, like the art quote thing that it comes with, it says, "You can't be a vampire if you're afraid of a little blood." Look at that. And the back is author's note, which I won't get into that because I don't want it to, I don't want this clip to be too long, but yeah, I gotta read this, you guys. I gotta start this right now. I'm going to. Okay, never mind. Let me just read you what the author says about this book, because it gets me that much more excited. Dear Once Upon a Book Club readers, I'm so thrilled for you to read the Revenant games. The idea for this book came to me so quickly that I dropped everything to write this story about a desperate human girl caught up in a deadly game between vampires and witches. While the story is full of action, the heart of it is a love story. The lengths that love will push us to, the way love can heal and destroy, and how to forgive and love ourselves. I hope you fall in love with Bly and Harrigan and all the players in the Revenant games. That sounds so good. Okay, bye. I'm finally having a chance to talk to you guys today. It's Saturday. It's the next day, by the way. And we just have had such a nice, quiet morning. I got to spend a lot of time with the family, and the kids are getting to the point where like they're old enough now a little bit to like just hang out while we do like things around the house, and they just hang out and do their own thing, but we're all in the same room, and it feels so nice. Like, it feels so nice. So I got to enjoy the family a lot this morning. I did wake up and I read for a couple of hours. So now we're at 19 hours, 37 minutes and 49 seconds left of our 24-hour readathon. I actually read a lot of this morning, and I'm hooked again. Okay, I've always been hooked, but you guys already know, like, my feelings towards how I feel about this book so far. It would be really cool and it would be so nice if I was actually able to finish it in this vlog. This and maybe another book or maybe 2 more books, depending on how fast I read. I'm on page 577 now, chapter 67 of Kingdom of Ash. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, let's just leave it at that. And then, like I told you guys, I started the Revenant games. I'm only 30 pages into it and I'm absolutely loving it. This story is so atmospheric also, kind of what I've been craving lately. You guys already know how much I love the fall. I am just craving those kind of books right now because I want to be in fall already. I want it to be fall already, you know? This book we're following Blythe, and Blythe is a human who lives kind of like in this village called the Gap, in a world where witches and vampires are divided and they don't get along. So they make the humans work for them in a sense, and they put them in this village called the Gap, which is a poor village. And in this village, we just have like humans trying to live day to day, working either for the witches or for the vampires by either selling their blood, you know, to the vampires or the witches in return, because the magic system in this world revolves around blood in a sense, where witches can brew and do spells and potions with human blood, and obviously vampires need human blood to survive and restore their powers and their magic. Blythe lives in this town and she wants more for herself. Like, she wants a better life, and she's heard of these humans kind of escaping and going through the woods that you're not allowed to go because you'll become either prey of the witch or the humans. They surpass that, they make it, and then they go into this town where humans are more free and they live off the land and it's better for them. So she has this whole dream, and this is, you know, this is part of the synopsis. She has this whole dream where she will have this better life for herself because she's tired of living amongst order and living amongst witches and vampires. One day she's in the forest because she wants to go foraging and she wants to grab some mushrooms, which is on the side of the witches. Something happens to her sister and the story goes from there. What I will say though is that she's put in this predicament where every year the vampires and the witches hold this set of trials and a kind of games. Any human can play in the games for either the witches or the vampires. The witches will rise one person from the dead for whoever captures the highest ranking vampire, and the vampires will offer immortality to whoever captures the most powerful witch. For most humans, the games are a ticket out of poverty. For Blythe, it's a chance to get back her dead sister because her sister did die in the woods that day, and save her dying best friend Emerson, which right now is her best friend, who happens to be her love interest in a sense. The story goes from there and it's so interesting. It sucks you in from the beginning. It's very atmospheric. There's like, because the witches thrive off of the mushrooms that they poison in the forest, you know, it almost feels like a little cottagey core type of moment, but with witches and vampires. Like, it's so good, you guys. I will continue to read this. I know yesterday I said that I was going to read a couple pages and see if I'm hooked. If not, jump into my other thriller that's on my TBR. But I am continuing this because it's so fun and it's so atmospheric. And I just bought a bunch of cups and one of them is a cottage core cup. It's got mushrooms on it and it's gorgeous. Okay, it's gorgeous. So I will be probably having a hot beverage later because that's the kind of mood I'm in, and I will be reading this book. And today, because it's Saturday, it's just a relaxing, comforting day. I'm making lunch for the kids. I know this is supposed to be a readathon, and it is, but it's kind of like a readathon slash sit down video slash vlog. Off topic, but I just wanted to share my outfit because I think it's really cute in the most comfiest way. Okay, so I'm really bad at sharing my outfits, so you guys have to bear with me. Let's go in the lighting. All I have on is this really cute olive green crop top and then some joggers, if you can see, with some white socks. I put minimal makeup on today, which feels nice. I've been doing heatless curls, which my freaking hair looks fabulous every day without even trying that hard. I'm all for that, and I'm not wearing mascara. I just bought a really nice eyelash curler, and I've never been one to curl my lashes, but here I am curling my lashes because I don't want to wear mascara every day. Anyways, I'm just in that mood, in the comfy, cozy mood. But I'm rambling too much, so I'm gonna get on with my day. I'm gonna try to read a little more. I will give you an update once I hit another milestone. I also want to edit this video just so that I'm not doing the whole thing at the end. That's pretty much it for me today. I'm planning on reading a lot, maybe doing some edits, and then we'll see how far I get next time I update you. Hi, I'm crouched down so you can see me. It is now Sunday. Last night I read over 100 pages of the Revenant games. Still enjoying that book. I read maybe a page or two this morning, but I spent most of my morning reading Kingdom of Ash. So I've read a couple hours and I've read over, I think, 50 pages, if I'm not mistaken. I was just randomly thinking about the Jack the Ripper book. And I understand why at the back of the book it says, despite him torturing and taunting people and women, I couldn't deny the fact that I was the one that loved the Ripper. And I totally understand it now. I totally understand what that means now. I'm not going to say any more because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. You guys should definitely check that book out or the series, because now, because of the way that book made me feel and just everything about that book was so perfectly done, very atmospheric, and I'm all about the vibes right now. I'm all about feeling the eerie, dark, atmospheric vibes, like feeling it's almost fall, even though it's not even August yet. I picked this one up and it's got the same thing, and I'm actually looking forward to this one. This is the second book in that series and it's called Hunting Prince Dracula. Look how beautiful this cover is, and the fact that these books are such big paperbacks, also very floppy. How could you not want to pick this up? So I'm thinking for July's TBR or August's TBR, this might be one of the books that I want to read, because on the back it says, a man impaled by a sharp wooden stake, a young chambermaid drained of her blood. They say it's Prince Dracula arisen from the dead. I say it's the living, not the dead, we should fear the most. All of her little quotes like this, or her little snippets or synopsis of the book, because you barely know anything, which is nice, is so misleading. That's all I'm gonna say based on my experience. It's misleading. You think the book is about something and then it turns out to be something else or someone else, and it's so good, okay? It's so good. So I'm gonna pick that up eventually, but now what I'm gonna do is I still need to fold laundry. I don't know if I'm gonna do a B-roll of that because it's so mundane, but I will be listening to the audio of the Revenant games, just because I cannot be doing other things when I'm listening to Kingdom of Ash. I have to be actually sitting down and focused on that book. So I'm probably going to read or listen to the Revenant games, or maybe listen to The Silent Woman, which was my intentions last night, were to actually lay down in bed, you know, in the dark and read in my Kindle, read and listen to that book on my Kindle. It didn't happen because I passed out. So I will update you once we hit another monumental moment, but we're at 16. Hold that thought. So we're at 16 hours, 58 minutes, and 58 seconds left of this readathon, which I think it's good pacing. It's what, the 28th of July. I plan on focusing on this readathon vlog for the rest of the month and post it sometime next month in August. But I have a couple things coming up. I have to pick out my TBR. I have to film my August TBR. I have to film my wrap up, which, sorry guys, it's not going to be like a lot of books, but a lot of good books nonetheless. And then plan out my month. August is going to be so filled with things. Like on Wednesday, we have dentist appointments for both of the kids. Tonight, we should be getting the kids' uniforms, which thank God, because we didn't realize that school was going to start so early in the month of next month. Last year, we switched schools. So last year, school started in September. This year, school starts August. So we literally freaked out after our vacation and ordered all the uniforms. Didn't think that we were going to get it on time because we had to order it online. It's not like we went to a shop to buy them. So they're supposed to be delivered today, which is very exciting. But anyways, that's checked off the list. We still have to go backpack shopping, school supply shopping. So Wednesday we have dentist appointments for both of the kids. Thursday we have the kindergarten roundup for Jax. We're all gonna go for a few hours. We meet the teachers and we do all that. And then hopefully we're hoping that we get the school supply list, because this school is way more organized than the last school we had Charlie attend to last year. So we're very thankful of that. We have that on Thursday, and then in 2 weeks school starts. So it's just so much, because Jax actually goes to school this year, which is nice, because then, you know, I get a break. Then maybe I can kind of schedule my content a little better and be able to work while the kids go to school a little more. But anyways, other than that, like, we got a lot of things going on. So yeah, that's all. I'm focusing on just working on this vlog. I'm probably going to try to edit as I go, so it's not like so torturous to edit a long vlog at the end. So we'll see. Those are my updates right now. I'm very happy that I'm enjoying both books. I honestly don't know if this 24-hour challenge is actually going to allow me to finish more than 2 books, to be honest with you, because I'm going back and forth with them. But hey, hence mood reading, mood reader over here. But yeah, I will catch up with you guys later. Okay, let's talk. I finished the Revenant games. I'm giving this a 5. Okay, the ending though, what was that? I know there's a book 2, but Jesus, like what was that? Talk about a turn of events, okay? You guys need to read this. Put it on your TBR for fall ASAP. Okay, we got witches, we got vampires, we got slow burn with a hint of a slow burn romance. We have friendship, love, forgiveness, grief, just everything. It's so good magic. We have a ruthlessness. We have the most romantic vampire that exists, right? Like, we have just one scene that really got me. It was so romantic and I loved it. And this is a YA. There's no steam in it, but it's done so well. It's so good, you guys. I loved every second of this book. Just take my word for it. I think I'm tilted, actually. Take my word for it. 5 stars. Please read this book. It's so good. It's so good. So yesterday I was reading at night like I want to in this readathon, The Silent Woman by Minka Kent. I tried to, and then I decided to listen to it without following along because I was getting tired. Well, guess what? I'm going to have to start the chapter over because I am lost. I don't know what happened within the last paragraph that I fell asleep on. So I'm going to start this over, but this is good because we're already on book 2 we finished in this readathon. I'm confident that I'll be finishing this also because we literally have 11 hours left. 11 hours. I don't have my phone, but I have 11 hours and something minutes left of this readathon, and I'm not even close to. We've got 3 days left also of July, which means I will probably be able to finish this book, at least in this readathon, and then maybe start or maybe even finish another book depending on how long it is. This one, it's only like 7 hours, I think. This is a 7-hour audiobook, I think. So I will finish this one for sure in this readathon, and then I will start another one. Not finish it, but I will be able to start another one. So far, my reading has been, for this readathon, I've had nothing but 4.5 and 5 stars. And then the last book, Stalking Jack the Ripper, I'm probably going to give a 5 star just because I keep thinking about it, and I had such a great time reading that book. Why not give it a 5? Like, it shouldn't be a question, you know? I should just give it a 5. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. I will give you an update once I go through more of this, but I literally have left off where I told you guys where she gets the note from Sylvie telling her to run. A woman that hasn't spoken in 3 years because of a tragic accident that she suffered from, who happens to live in her ex-husband's little cottage house that they have next door to his mansion. And his new wife comes in, you know, just to make friends with her and see if she can help her in any way. And the one time that Sylvie speaks is one word, and that one word is run to his former new wife. So that is scary, and I can't wait to read more of this because I instantly loved the beginning of it right away. Like, this might be another 4 or 5 star. Who knows? We'll find out. Okay, I should probably bring my phone next time I decide to update you guys. I now have 10 hours left of the readathon, which is good pacing for me. Last night I was able to only read an hour, if that, of Silent Woman, and I am loving this book so much, you guys. I'm already on part 2. 3 years ago, and in this part we get Sylvie's point of view, and we get to experience and read what actually happened with her and her marriage to Jade's former husband Wells. So I'm very excited. These are the kind of psychological thrillers that I freaking love. When it's a marriage, one of the 2 people in the marriage are crazy. Maybe it ends up being what I didn't think was gonna be, you know, because it seems very typical right now. I'm very excited. I am enjoying this. I'm 44% through the book already. No doubt that I will be finishing it maybe today if we're lucky. And if I end up finishing this today, this is the next book I'm gonna pick up. Hold on one sec. Butcher and Blackbird by Brienne Reaver, and I'm picking this up because it's not only the next book on my Libby app that is due in 10 or 11 days, but I've been freaking wanting to read this so badly, you guys, so badly. But when I really wanted to read it and pick it up and drop everything I was doing, it wasn't available. You know, I got to listen to the audiobook alongside the physical copy because the experience is that much better for me, and I get overstimulated with it, and it's just, it's great. Like, I refuse to do it otherwise, you know? So I really want to pick it up now, though. I'm in the mood for this. So as soon as I finish that, I will pick this up. I don't think I'll be able to finish this in this readathon, but for sure I'll be finishing The Silent Woman. And yeah, 3 books in 24 hours. Really, really good. It's really good for me. I've gotten to part 3, 58% in, and the way part 2 ended, you guys, the way that it ended, I need to find out what happened to Sylvie, and now we're switching back to Jade. I really, really like this story. I really like this book. I'm really enjoying it. It's gonna be another one of those high ratings, I'm telling you. If you hear my kids in the background, I'm so sorry. We just had lunch and now they're a little bit wild. It is Wednesday, August 31st. I will say I did finish The Silent Woman by Mika Kent. I just realized that this plug looks crooked. Anyways, I did finish The Silent Woman by Mika Kent, and I gave it a 4 because I was kind of sadly disappointed at the end. It was predictable. At first, I thought it was predictable, and then twist to it. And then I said, okay, that person can't be it. And then towards the end, it was predictable again. It was good though. Other than the reveal at the end, like the predictability of it, it was a fun time, a fun ride. I think I finished that book in less than 2 days. And that's with interruptions, you know, like having to stop and read as I go. But that book is the kind of book that you want to pick up when you think you're falling into a reading slump and you just need something that doesn't, you know, require you to think so much and just basically takes you on a nice, fun, wild ride. That's the book for you. It is so good. The psychological aspects of it are top tier for me because I love a good psychological thriller, especially when it's a married couple. Like, I love that. I just was disappointed. You know, disappointed. Some books can be predictable to me and I still enjoy them, but this one was just so predictable to me that I had to bump it down to a 4 instead of a 4.5 or a 5-star. Other than that, it would have been an amazing 5-star read, and it's still an amazing book. Just go into it knowing that it's predictable and don't try to solve anything. Just go into it knowing it's predictable. So we have, you know what, to show you that I've been using the timer on my readathon, because I keep forgetting to, when I update you guys, I keep forgetting to show you my freaking timer. Give me a second. Here it is. We have 7 minutes, we have 7 hours. I can't read backwards. 7 hours, 25 minutes and 55 seconds left of this readathon, and I'm thinking I'm going to, I could probably finish another book with that time frame. Like if I do like a shorter book, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to read my next book that's about to expire in a couple days, 8 days, and that would be Butcher and Blackbird by Brienne Weaver. It's 9 hours. I'll almost finish it in this readathon, but not quite. Or I also have Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. That's 8 hours. But just kidding, that's 8 hours. That's an hour less. But yeah, I'm probably gonna pick that up because I need something like that. Something fun, steamy, and a little gory. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, guys, sorry about how bright it is. It's 2:58. This is the time where I try not to be in my library because once it hits 2 o'clock or 2:30, it literally becomes super bright. Like it looks like I'm in heaven right now. I guess book heaven, right? I mean, I guess I can't complain about that, right? But anyways, I'm only on page, I wanted to tell you my first impressions. I'm literally on page 4. Okay? Yes, I know it's quick. How can I have an opinion already on my third or fourth page? Because it's freaking hilarious. This is narrated by Joe Arden, which we love his voice, and also Lucy Rivers. And it's so funny. It's so funny how the book starts. They're already having a little bit of banter. It's so, like, I'm having a good time already. I don't know. I mean, maybe not take my word for it because I'm only on page 4 and I absolutely love it. I'm giggling already. I'm already giggling. Heck, the content warnings on this were funny because it was read back and forth by both narrators and it was just funny. You guys, it's so funny. So I mean, I don't want to jump into conclusions, but I can understand why people say that they love this narration so much because it's that good. The guy has a really nice Irish accent and we love, what's her name? And we love Lucy Rivers' voice. It's perfection, okay? I already know, you know when the book is that good or when the author is that good, when literally the third page you're already giggling. Literally the first page, the trigger warning page, I was giggling, okay? And I'm excited. I'm excited. I can't wait. A lot of people say this is so good audiobook version wise. Like a lot of people love it for the audiobook and the second one is that much better. I'm going to keep reading. Let's just admire for a second before I let you go this beautiful cup that I got on Etsy. If you guys want to know, I can let you know what the cute boutique is where I got these, but like look how beautiful this trigger warning book club 15-ounce cup that I got from Etsy. I got a bunch of these same size cups because they only have like 15 ounces. And then you start getting more expensive when you get like more custom made cups that are bigger, but this is perfect for my chai latte that I just made. I've been having these chai lattes for the last couple days and they've been heaven sent for me. Obviously water, chai, black tea. I frost some water and a little bit of creamer just to make it a little sweet and it's literally like a perfect chai latte. Sprinkle cinnamon on top. Can you guys tell that I'm ready for the freaking fall? Like, can you guys just tell that I am? Anyways, I'm gonna keep reading. I'm very excited about this. I love this so much. I'm gonna keep reading and I guess I will update you maybe on the 7th page. I don't know. But it's making me really happy, okay? And when a book makes you laugh out loud and the banter is good, even on the freaking second or third page, the way that it starts is good, the narrators are good, you know it's gonna be such a fun time. I'm glad I'm reading this. Okay, I have a little bit of an update. I have now 3 hours, 59 minutes, and 45 seconds. I will admit that yesterday my husband came home and I forgot to pause it, so I might have like, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes to 30 minutes where I forgot to pause my timer. So I'm gonna take advantage of that and I'm going to finish this book in this readathon. This would be literally my 4th book in this readathon. Did it take me maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks? Maybe. Yes it did. But this is why I realistically do these readathons this way because I get interrupted in my reading 50 million times a day, you know, because I have other things to do. I have house chores. I have my kids to take care of. I am single momming it for the most part and I don't get uninterrupted reading. The only time I get uninterrupted reading is in the mornings when I have my coffee and I get a good solid 2 to 3 hours of just uninterrupted reading. And sometimes I still get interrupted, but my husband's here to help me out. Let's see how much I have in I'm 39% through, although I feel like I'm 50% through the book already, but it looks are deceiving, I guess. It says I have, yeah, I'm 52% through the book. I have 4 hours and 10 minutes left and my timer is, yeah, so literally the last 10 minutes I'm going to take advantage and just add it onto this readathon because technically I did forget to pause at some point yesterday and it was probably a good 20 minutes. So I will say I'm enjoying this, but my God, I did not think that this book was going to be such a slow burn of a romance. I mean, This is a steamy dark rom-com, and I'm already on page 170, and they haven't kissed. Actually, they did a peck, maybe. Not on the lips, though, on the neck, on the cheek, something like that, on the forehead. I want to get to the steamy scenes because this is what this book is raved about, the steamy scenes. And we're not, like, I'm halfway through the book and no steamy scenes. Is the angst there? Heck yes, it is. Is it good and delicious? I'm eating it up. Okay, get to it already because I want to see how creative this author is, given the trigger warnings in this book, you guys. There was a term in there that me and my husband had no idea what the heck it meant. Like, I had to look it up, and I will just leave it at that. But like, this is fun. It's entertaining. It's a wild ride. It's also at the same time grotesque, like very gory, which I love. I love that these characters have dark, very dark sense of humors, like super extremely dark. I love that. I love that about them. I love our main character. I love, again, the banter is delicious. It's so delicious. You guys need to put this on top of your TBR. I'm telling you. When this book first came out, I thought, it's okay. It sounds okay. Obviously, everybody raves about it for a reason, and they say that the second book is that much better. I can't wait. I can't wait. So what I have plans for today is I hope I get this done today and I can close out this vlog. Realistically, I don't think I can because I am working on editing my July wrap-up, reading wrap-up, and I want to get that posted out tomorrow. So I don't know. It's one of those days where I am kind of not in the best mood because of the way that I started my day, and I'm kind of behind schedule, which drives me nuts. And also, like, you get those days where your kids want nothing to do with you, but then you get the other days where you have so many things to do and your kids want you every 5 minutes. That's today. So I will keep you updated. I will keep you posted, and then hopefully we can close out this vlog soon. Don't mind my hair, okay? I'm doing heatless curls, and this is what I usually do. It was wash hair day, so I have these on for 3 hours. They're probably not gonna stay, and I don't expect them to, but at least I'll have some kind of a curl. We now have 2 hours, 39 minutes, and 22 seconds left of this readathon, if you could see without the glare. And it's the afternoon now. We've had our lunch. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to finish this book, and I'm so excited. Talk about a slow burn, you guys. Literally, I'm almost done with this book, and we just got the steamy scene. It was really good, but dang. I was expecting this book to be a little bit more steamy, but nonetheless, it's gonna be a 5-star because I love it. And I really don't understand what people are talking about when they say the writing is cringy. I don't find it cringy at all. I don't. So I got my chai tea latte, and I'm just gonna have a good old time, take advantage of the fact that the kids are quiet, and I'm just gonna read. I'm gonna read my heart out. I'm gonna finish the book. Also, my math ain't mathing ever. Meaning, I thought I wasn't gonna have enough time to finish this book, but I'm gonna have maybe like 10 or 20 minutes to spare. So I might start another book, or I might just end the readathon there, but then it wouldn't be a 24-hour readathon if I didn't finish, right? Obviously, I'm gonna finish the readathon, but I don't know if I'm gonna finish it with Butcher and Blackbird or if I'm gonna start another book as well. But so far, this would be my 4th book that I finish in this readathon, which is amazing to me. Those are 2. That's my stack right there. Then I have the one on Kindle, the thriller on Kindle, and then this one. Very happy about that. I finished Butcher and Blackbird, 5 stars. 5 stars, okay? We still have 36 minutes and 41 seconds left of this 24-hour readathon. Tell me why I have available books on my TBR right now for the month of August that are hence available on my Libby app, because we all know I'm not gonna just read the book physically. I also wanna listen to it. But I want to read the next book in that series. Tell me why I want to read, I think it's called Leather and Lark. You guys, it was so good. I had so much fun reading the book. The steamy scenes were perfect. It was just the right amount of dark. Like, it had the best balance of dark and rom-com-y and goriness and explicit scenes. I didn't find the writing cringy at all. I thought it was perfect. I thought it was so good. But I kind of want to jump into the next book in the series because of the two characters. I want to read Lachlan and Lark's romance because I know it's gonna be good. I love Lark. I fell in love with her as soon as she was introduced in Butcher and Blackbird. And Lachlan, I love that he's freaking grumpy. That's just gonna be the perfect mixture because, yeah, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to give out too much, but I really enjoyed that book. 5 stars for me. It was so fun, and I just can't wait to move on to the next. I guess I will update you, obviously, to close down this readathon vlog and also to show you and let you know what other book I picked up for the last 30 minutes. Hi, it is Sunday. Okay. I finally finished my readathon. My timer went off, obviously, last night or this morning. So let's talk about all the books that I've read in this readathon, okay? I just filmed my August TBR. I'm so excited about that TBR, you guys. So excited. I can't wait for you guys to see it. There's nothing but vampire-themed books in there, okay? Vampire-themed books. So last night, what did I say? I don't even know where I left off in this vlog, but I ended up finishing Butcher and Blackbird, and we'll go over it. And then I wanted to maybe pick up where I left off with Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J Maas, and I only read a couple pages. I am not ready to go back and jump into this book. I'm just not. Emotionally not, okay? So I put it aside and I decided, instead of starting Leather and Lark, which is the second book in this ruinous love trilogy by Brianne Weaver, which I'm so tempted. I decided to follow my TBR. I decided to pick this back up because I soft DNF'd this a while ago, but I want to finish it because I've heard really great things about it. And that is The Crimson Moth, aka Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. I was able to get to page 106, and this is just one of those books where I know it's going to be really good, but I just have to push through the first 100-ish pages because it's so slow for me. And I find myself getting disinterested in it, but I know if I hold on a little longer and I just push through that it's going to be an amazing read. So that is how I ended my 30-minute countdown of this 24-hour readathon. I'm so excited. Let's go over all the books that I read. Technically, I read 3 full books, okay? But let's talk about the books that I dabbled in. Okay, starting with, I'm so disorganized today. So given the books that I finished, I have 3 physical ones here, and I have the 4th one on my Kindle, which was The Silent Woman by Minka Kent, I think the author's name is. Starting off strong, I cheated a little bit because I was like halfway through this book when I started the readathon, I think, or more than halfway through. Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. I started it off with a 4.5, but I ended it with a 5-star because I can't stop thinking about this book and the writing. Just everything about this dang book is so atmospheric. The vibes are there, and it's just a fun time. I loved it. So I bumped it up to a 5. Then I read the Revenant games. I've completely read this book in this readathon by Margie Fuston. YA fantasy with a hint of romance. We got witches, we got vampires, we got a slow burn romance. We got a bite scene, a feeding scene. What more can I ask for? Definitely, clearly a 5-star read, hands down. I enjoyed this so much. Then I picked up Butcher and Blackbird by Brianne Weaver. Really great time, fun book. The way that the narrators are narrating this book is dual narration, I think it's called, where when it's the girl's version of the narration, she's reading, and then if the guy speaks in between her parts, the male voice comes in. I don't know what the name of it is, but you guys know what I'm talking about, where some books are narrated again by like dual narrators, a man and a female, but when the man is narrating and there's a female narration part to it, he just sounds a little bit girly. But this was so good because again, you have that dual narration. The narrators were chef's kiss. I forget who the man narrator of this book did such a great job with this Irish accent. It was so incredibly sexy. And the girl narrating the book as well was so good. Wow, okay, wow, 5 stars. Then I read The Silent Woman by Minka Kent, gave it a 4 because, again, this is a psychological thriller. I gave it a 4 because it was very predictable and underwhelming at the end. The reveal was not really a reveal, it was just a little bit underwhelming. I did still have a fun time. It was great. It was wild at times and I really enjoyed it. Just wish the reveal was less predictable. But nonetheless, still 4-star, really great rating. I'm happy about that. Then in between some of these books, I did pick up Kingdom of Ash, I think. I don't remember, you guys. This readathon started like several weeks ago. I've been working on this for quite a while, but again, I'm still working on it slowly but surely. And then last night I ended up repicking up The Crimson Moth by Kristen Cicerelli. So all in all, I think this readathon was very successful. I fully completed 4 books, which is amazing. Okay, all of these books were 4.5 to 5-star reads. Like, I know these books are popular, but I don't care, you guys. I really don't care. I'm gonna read the popular books because they're popular for a reason. They're hyped up for a reason. I'm not that kind of person that like steers away from a book because it's very highly talked about. If anything, I just want to jump in that bandwagon and read along with everybody else in the world. I've been having really great 5-star, 4-star reads. Like I feel like this year is the year for me. And at the end of the year, when I talk about all my 5-star reads, it's gonna be a headache to make that video because I'm gonna have so many books. Like mid-year, I already had 29 books. That's insane. That's insane. I am so lucky that I even have that many, and I've already added more. So we'll see. We'll see what the end of the year brings for me. But that's it. That's it for today's video. That's it for the vlog, the readathon / vlog that I concocted in this video. And yeah, if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will catch you on my next one. Bye!